Riot control refers to the measures used by law enforcement, military, or security forces to control, disperse, and arrest people who are involved in a riot, demonstration, or protest. If a riot is spontaneous and irrational, actions which cause people to stop and think for a moment. Ponce Massacre, Bloody Sunday, Tuticorin Massacre, and 2019-20 Hong Kong protests. Maintaining order during demonstrations and quenching riots has always been a challenge for governments and administrations. Until early in the 20th century, no dedicated force really existed in most countries. In the traditional response when the regular police force proved inadequate was to call upon the army, often with disastrous results, either fraternization or use of excessive violence. The terminology arguably first arises in the Keystone Cops short, a hash house fraud, in 1915. In France, for example, several revolts were fueled by poor handling by the military. The National Gendarmerie created specialized, mobile, gendarmerie forces several times during the 19th century in times of trouble, but these units were disbanded soon after the end of the Troubles. They had been tasked to handle, and there was no permanent organization in place until it was finally decided in 1921 to create mobile gendarmerie platoons within the departmental gendarmerie. These platoons, either horse-mounted or on foot, were composed of 40 gendarmes each. In 1926, the platoons formed the Garde Républicaine Mobile, which became a distinct branch of the gendarmerie in 1927. The platoons becoming part of companies and legions. By 1940, the GRM was a force 21,000 strong, composed of 14 legions, 54 company groups and 167 companies long, the only large force specialized in maintaining or restoring law and order in France during demonstrations or riots. The GRM progressively developed the doctrine and skills needed in that role. Exercise restraint, avoid confrontation as long as possible, always leave an exit door for the crowd, etc. In 1940, after the fall of France, the German authorities had the GRM disbanded, but it was reinstated in 1944 and renamed Mobile Gendarmerie in 1954. The first squad trained in modern techniques of riot control in Asia was formed in 1925 in colonial Shanghai as a response to the mismanaged riot of the May 30 movement. New policing methods, including combat pistol shooting, hand-to-hand combat skills, and knife fight training, were pioneered by British Assistant Commissioner William A. Fairbairn and Officer Eric Anthony Sykes of the Shanghai Municipal Police as a response to a staggering rise in armed crime in the 1920s. Shanghai had become one of the world's most dangerous cities due to a breakdown in law and order in the country and the growth of organized crime and the opium trade. Under Fairbairn, the SMP developed a myriad of riot control measures. These riot control techniques led to the introduction of Shanghai's reserve unit, the first modern SWAT team. As a reserve unit, it was used to forcibly disband riots as well as to respond to high-level criminality like kidnappings and armed robberies. The skills developed in Shanghai have been adopted and adapted by both international police forces and clandestine warfare units. William Fairbairn was again the central figure, not only leading the reserve unit, but teaching his methods around the world, including in the United States and the colonial regimes of Cyprus and Singapore. For protection, officers that are trained in police anti-riot schools performing riot control will often wear protective helmets and carry riot shields. These are designed to protect the wearer from those dangers that come from direct melee and hurled objects such as bottles and bricks. The gear frequently worn by riot control officers protects the entire body with no vulnerable spots to exploit. For example, the helmets worn by riot control officers have an additional outward extending part that protects the back of the neck from assault. To provide even greater protection, the protective equipment often provides ballistic protection. If tear gas or other riot control agents are to be used, gas masks may also be worn. One of many additional concerns is to prevent people in the crowd from snatching officers' sidearms. which may be stolen or even used against the police. In a very heavy crowd, the officer may not be able to see who is responsible for snatching a weapon, and may not even notice that it has happened. For this reason, riot police may have holsters with positive locking mechanisms or other extra means of retention, if their agencies can afford such tools. However, this can be a trade-off that increases the amount of time needed to draw the sidearm in an emergency. Alternately, riot police may not carry sidearms at all. The initial choice of tactics determines the type of offensive equipment used. The base choice is between lethal and less than lethal weaponry. The decision is based